La Historia Jenna Sarah and Ingalls. This is the story of how an entire apartment building ended up running a stakeout on a jar of mayonnaise at 3 o'clock in the morning. It all started on a Tuesday at the Willow apartment complex. Martin, a completely ordinary guy, opened his fridge to make a sandwich and saw it, sitting right there on the middle shelf, next to the milk, was a jar of mayonnaise from a brand he had never bought in his life. It had a neon green label taped to it that read, in very firm capital letters, "Do not touch me." Martin lived alone. He figured maybe his mom had stopped by and left it, but when he called her, she just asked if he was eating enough vegetables and hung up. Decided not to lose his mind over a condiment, Martin left the jar right where it was. The next day, the mystery went viral within the building. In the neighbors' WhatsApp group, Mrs. Clara from 3B posted a horrified photo. Sitting on her kitchen counter was an identical jar of mayo with the exact same note, "Do not touch me." 10 minutes later, the guy from 4A admitted he had found one in his bathtub. By noon, 12 apartments had been blessed by the mysterious mayonnaise. A wave of hilarious panic took over the building. No one had seen any strangers entering the premises. The lobby security cameras showed absolutely nobody carrying crates of condiments. Was it a guerrilla marketing campaign? A ghost with high cholesterol? A serial killer with a very specific sense of humor? A crisis committee was formed in the central courtyard. The most popular theory was that the culprit was Carlos, the building manager, who was notorious for his terrible practical jokes. So, that very night, the neighbors set up an operation worthy of the FBI. Martin set up a webcam pointing directly at his fridge. Mrs. Clara hid behind her curtains armed with a broom. At 2:45 a.m., the silence of the building was shattered by a muffled gasp coming from Martin's apartment. Everyone rushed over, armed with flashlights and slippers. When they burst through the door, they found Martin pointing a trembling finger toward his open kitchen window. On the floor, tangled up in a fishing net that Martin had set up as a makeshift trap, was not Carlos the manager. It was a raccoon. A remarkably chubby raccoon, wearing a tiny dog sweater that someone must have put on him once upon a time. Next to him was an overturned jar of mayonnaise. As it turned out, the raccoon, whom they later named Barnaby, had learned to climb through the building's ventilation shafts and unlocked windows. But where was he getting the mayonnaise and the printed notes? The answer arrived the next day when a delivery truck from the local supermarket parked outside. The driver got out furious, looking for a stash of missing inventory from the week before. It turned out Barnaby had built his nest in the ceiling of the supermarket's warehouse, right above a batch of mayonnaise that had been recalled.